yourself. That should be the next step of your advancement. So do not stick to the mechanical repetition of the beginner's lessons, but grow and advance dynamically. The healing process will take a while. Matter of fact, it has taken a long time to gather all of your problems. You cannot estimate how long you have had a certain disorder. The cause had always been a blockage, and it may have formed 1,000 years ago or even earlier. Until we have solved this problem, it will painfully remind us over and over again of its existence, at the same time reminding us that we have not yet learned to love and forgive. And with each time we tried in vain, more blockages and accumulated energies blocked by them are added to the heap. After several incarnations, there usually are several layers of blockages, one over the other, the old layers at the bottom and the fresh layers on the top. You can actually compare these energetic layers to the sediments on the bottom of the sea, just like dead seashells and animals as well as sand within millions of years forming huge layers of sediments on the bottom of the sea, which may, if the ocean drays out and the earth is shifting, fold up to become huge mountains. There are layers of energy sediments in our aura which could be compared to mountains if they were the dimension of space. Those sediments are the energies of our thoughts and feelings we once produced ourselves, held back tightly by blockages which have an enormous constricting power. In between there are energies and beings who once were drawn there because they had a resonance to our energies, which means that they are just as dark. This way the problem increases in intensity. These living sediments are forming thick walls around our chakras, turning them into fortresses, especially our heart. Their dynamic nature is drawing like energies to them, reinforcing them, and our problem becomes even more painful. The clearing can be practiced in different ways. Our soul, not our own personality, but the cosmic being who is guiding us through the incarnations, is leading us over and over again into situations that have to do with the same problem. With this problem, giving us a chance to finally solve it, and once for all, the acting persons are always the same. So if we do not avoid the problem and run away from it, but recognize it, or at least confront it and solve it, thus transcending it with love and forgiveness, all the blockages, the old and the new ones, will go, because they have no cause of existence anymore, and that can happen all of a sudden, like it happened to me a few times after spontaneous cognition, and then the blockages were leaving me all at once for at least a week. It made me feel like a glass of champagne or a soda bottle, and then I was tired but happy and the problem was gone. If there's no spontaneous cognition, you may solve certain problems or problem complexes by loving them, respectively loving their cause. And you do not have to know the cause. Some problems can be solved just by your conscious decision to break your usual routine of thinking and acting. For example, if you are impatient, to consciously slow down and actually doing it, that alone will dissolve many blockages. When you do not dissolve certain problems, the clearing will advance step by step, which means you will first dissolve the dark energies of today and then, one after the other, going backwards in time, the energies of the past, including the energies of your past incarnations, starting backwards from the previous one. While clearing yourself, you will be able to dissolve only those energies you are able to with the power you have at the present time. Your power depends on your vibrational frequency. With each blockage dissolved, your vibrational frequency will increase. This way, your power will increase dynamically in the course of time, and with this power, you eventually will overcome even the darkest and heaviest energies of those problem complexes that you would solve before only to a certain extent. And you will also find the actual causes and sufferings, serious disease, injuries, pains, causes of death, and other traumatic experiences at a much later time. And that is a good thing, because only then you have reached the state of maturity that allows you to accept and love them. But be sure that there will be none of the horror you may have experienced a long time ago, and even the worst pain will be but a wisp of what it once had been. Our soul, not our own personality, but the cosmic being who is guiding us through the incarnations, is leading us over and over again into situations that have to do with this problem, giving us a chance to finally solve it once and for all. If we do not avoid the problem and run away from it, but recognize it, or at least confront it and solve it, thus transcending it with love and forgiveness, all the blockages, the old and the new ones, will go, because they have no cause of existence anymore, and that can happen all of a sudden. Work with your heart chakra often and as often as possible, maybe regularly, so that you may get used to these feelings and sensations. Used to work with unconditional love, gaining more certainty every day, and then you can visit the pages about truth and religion, where there are more interesting practices for you. You can all see this on www.puramariam.ce. Thank you for your great work, dear Mariam. Those things that really count in our lives are spiritual, not material, like trust in God, Father, Mother, the universe, in life. Trust in ourselves. Trust in happiness, joy, peace, and love. But also trust in our talents, capabilities, our knowledge and wisdom. And all this will form ourselves and the world around us, changing everything. Because spirit, mind, is over matter. Mind changes matter as an eternally formative power. It lives, it works, determines, it is forming, forever changing, lifting up what is low. Only your inner values and the inner treasures of knowledge and wisdom you have attained are really yours. All the material stuff is just borrowed for you to use and profit from for a certain time. And when you are leaving your material body, you leave it too. It is just dust, like the dust of your material body. But the treasures of your mind and heart are yours to take with you and keep forever. You will never lose them, but always profit from them. Everything you once have known, learned, and experienced, all your former talents and abilities are there for you to use. You will not always need all of them, maybe a few in this, others in that incarnation. But they are there for you to choose and live when needed. So we close the sides for this one, and as we heard, it's all in us, all talents, all the love, all the light, all that we need for a successful, wonderful, loving, peaceful, joyful life is in us. We were born ready. We were born free. So be self-confident. Let no one put you down, guys. And live the life you love. I'm out. Wishing you a nice day, a wonderful night, or a wonderful morning wherever you are in the world. Kisses. Bye bye. And ciao ciao. Your Yoshua.